Today is June 30th, 2022. It is day 143 of Blender. It is also a Thursday. And today I'm going to do another text animation. And it's going to be a text animation. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my shortcuts and then press the cube, X to delete. I'm going to do Shift A and then go to text. I'm going to go to front view by pressing the button under the escape key and hovering over front. Then I'm going to go object data properties and I'm going to change the rotation of the X to be 90. Alright, and then I'm going to go to outliner and call this template. And then what I'll do is I'll go into edit mode by pressing tab and then just editing what it says. So I'm going to do, let me think. I think I'm going to do my friend's name. Elena. Alright, Elena, and then, what am I going to do again? Oh yeah, that's a template. So I'm going to do Shift D to make a copy and then press escape so it's on top. And I'm just going to go to edit and just going to, leave that how it is. And then I'm going to do Shift D again, G for grab, and then X to grab on the X axis, which is the red axis. And I'm going to go edit and change it to O. And then I'm going to do Shift D again, G, X, and then edit E. And then I'm going to do Shift D again, G, X to have it on the same X axis, tab, and then N to change what it says, G, X a little bit to the left. And then Shift D, and then G, X, and then edit, and then change it to A. And then just leave that there. G, X. Right there. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the template. And I'm going to press X to delete the template, and now I just have the individual letters. And then I'm just going to change what each one says. So this one is E, capital E. This one is L. This one is E2. This one is N. This one is A. Alright, so now I'm just going to do Shift A and add a backdrop. So I'm going to do GZ to drop this all the way down. Oh, it's because I put my cursor all the way here. Can I just do, object, set origin to geometry. Well, where's the origin? The origin should be here. So object, set origin to 3D cursor, whatever. So I'm going to just press S to scale, and then I'm going to go into edit mode by pressing on tab, and I'm going to go to edge select by pressing this over here and just selecting that back edge, and I'm going to press E to extrude and then Z to extrude on the Z axis, which is the blue axis, the one up and down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press S to scale on the X axis and then do GX to kind of move it towards the middle here. Something like that. And then I'm going to go to modifiers, which is this little wrench icon in the properties panel. I'm going to add a modifier, and then I'm going to add a bevel so that there's a bevel here, and I'm going to increase the amount and the segment so it looks like a backdrop, right? And then probably increase something like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is right click and shade smooth. Not that I need it, but it's okay. I'm going to do Control S at this point and just save my stuff. What's today's date? 6/30/22. I'm going to save this here in my Blender. Blend, save that there. Alright, so at this point, I'm going to go to object data properties for each of the letters. And I'm going to go to geometry and extrude it to maybe 0.05. Okay, and I'm going to just copy that so that it's the same for each letter. So it's just extruding the mesh. At this point, I think what I'll do is, let me just try something different real quick. Let me see if this, nope, never mind. Okay, I'm going to change the font. So I'm going to go to object data properties, which is like the little A over here, and go to font, and then go to the little folder here for regular, and try to find like a font that I could use that's not too weird. Maybe something like this. I don't know. Do I like it? I don't think I like it. How about Arial black? I think I'm gonna do Arial black. Alright, I'm gonna just change that to be Arial black here, which should be the first one. I don't think this one even changed. Okay, then we have N. And then this A, which I think seems to be a little farther away than all the letters. So I'm just going to do G to grab, and then X to grab on the A-axis. X-axis, excuse me. I'm just putting that there. Alright, at this point, why is it like that? I'm going to have to do G, X. There we go. Z, not X. Alright, so now I'm going to go, and I have a color palette pulled up here. And I'm just going to pick each letter here. I'm going to go to material preview, and I'm going to give each letter a color. So go to the dartboard icon in the properties panel, click on new, and then go to base color, and then I'll select the hex option because it's a hex code that I copied. So I'll paste that in there. Oops, I think I did it for the backdrop. I meant to do it for the E. So I'll do Control Z, and then I'll do new base color hex, paste that in there, and then I'll do it for the rest of the letters. So like yellow. So I'll do new base color, paste that in there, and E again, base color. Let me just copy the color. And then, alright, and then I'll go here, base color, paste that in there, and then do like a black, new, base color, paste that in there, and then what other color? Let me think. Let's see, I don't want to generate a new one. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this one and unlock this one. Maybe this color, and just have it as this one, base color, paste that in there. Okay, I guess that works. And then for the backdrop, I don't know what color I want the backdrop. Where's my stuff? Oh. Maybe we'll do like a shade of gray. Base color hex, paste it in there. I don't know, I kind of want something fun. Ooh, this hot pink is really nice. No, never mind. It takes away from the colors, doesn't pop anymore. I'll find a color and then I'll unpause. Alright, so here's the thing. I think I'm going to go with this red, though by the way the hex color is the hex code, excuse me, is F72C25. Because here's the thing, it looks a little bad here, but if I go to render preview, which is what we're going to see in the final render, it kind of looks good, except that the letters are a little dark. So I'm going to have to go to the light that I have here, which is somewhere here, and I'm just going to Control S before doing this, and then turn it into a sun, and just changing the strength to something like 3. And then what I'll do is I'll just bring it down by pressing G to grab it, and then Z, so bringing it down like that. I think I'm going to do G and then Y to move it the Y-axis, and then kind of rotate it this way. I'm going to go to top view by pressing the button under the escape key and then hovering over top and just rotating it this way and see if that's working out. Nope, that's really bad. I'm trying to think. So maybe rotation, something like that. I just don't want shadows. I don't think I want shadows. Let's see if it would look better with something like white, honestly. I think it looks better with white. I think that looks so much better. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that. All right, at this point, I kind of like the view that I have going on right now, so I'm going to do Control Alt and Numpad 0 and to kind of set up my view. So just do something like that, kind of move up a little bit, Control Alt Numpad 0, maybe move to the right a little bit. By the way, to get out of this view, you have to do, you have to click the middle mouse button, and then you can get out of it. So what Control Alt Numpad 0 does is just aligns your camera to the view that you have going on, which is going to be what your final render is going to look like. And if that doesn't work, it's probably because you don't have a camera. And if you don't have a camera, you just do Shift A and then you go here and just find the camera and then you just select that. All right, so that's kind of the view that I want. And now we can get to the animation part. So I'm going to go here in the time frame. And currently, by the way, the render engine is an Eevee. But if I do cycles, it's going to look different. It'll probably look better, but no. Just going to leave it for Eevee for now. And then, so I think I'm going to start it at frame 1 and end it at frame and 80, and then I'm just gonna go to material preview here, and what I'll do is I'm gonna pull up my property, not my property, my control, my end panel, whatever, by pressing N and then going to item, and then for each letter I'll start it off. Actually, I don't think I want to move this one. I think I'm gonna do every other letter, so I'm gonna do L. And so from the B, for like frame 1, I want it to stick to its same position. So what I'll do is I'm going to hover over the location. It doesn't matter which location it is, but I'm going to hover over it. For me, maybe it's more the Z, but I'm going to hover over the Z location, which is set to 0, and I'm going to press I so that I'm inserting that keyframe. And you see that little yellow kind of diamond thing pops up, and so I inserted that keyframe there in frame 1. And then in frame 40, I'm just going to have it kind of increase its what do you call it, its position to be like 0.15 meters above that. And then at that point I'm going to hover over Z and insert that specific keyframe, and then at the end I want it to go back to its original position, so I'm going to go back and set Z to 0 and then press I as I hover over the Z. And so now if you go back to keyframe 1 and you play it, you'll see that the L is going to start, and then at 40 it's going to go to the position that I set it, which was 0.15, and it's going to go back to 0, which was its original position, but in keyframe 80. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for N also. So I'm going to start at 0, or keyframe 1 actually, and I'll hover over and I'll insert that keyframe, its original position, and then at keyframe 40, I'll do probably 0.20, something like that, and then I'll hover over that position that I just added, and I'll press I to insert a keyframe, and then back to 80, keyframe 80, I want it to go back to its original position, which was 0, so I'll insert that keyframe by hovering over the Z, or whatever position, and pressing I, okay? And so at this point, it's looking something like that. Okay. And then let's go back to, I'm going to go to the time frame, and I'm just going to hover over anything, like the time frame in general, and just press T and press linear for interpolation. And what that's going to do is that when I go all the way towards the end, it's just going to continue going, like as I play my video, it's going to continue going like continuously versus like stopping as a normal video would. Alright, and I kind of want to make it faster, so in order to make it faster, I need to kind of decrease the length of the frames. So I think I'm going to do 40, and I'm going to have to just redo everything. So I'll change it to, I'll move this keyframe to 20, okay, and I'll move this keyframe to 40. And then I'll do the same thing for this one. I'll move the keyframe, whoops, no, Control Z. This keyframe to 20, and I'll move the last keyframe to 40. It's the same thing, it's equivalent, it's just going to be faster. So yeah, something like that. And then I don't know, do I want to make these a little bit like a text animation too? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to do Control S. I'm going to see how it looks like here. Render preview. Does it look weird, or should I do all the letters to bounce? I don't even know. It's okay. At this point, I'm just going to go to Output Properties, and I'm going to make sure it says frame start starts at 1, ends at 40, and then I'm going to select the output. So I'm going to go to Desktop, Blender, Animations. I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this Elena. Put this folder in there, and I'm just going to accept. So my images, all of my frames, like all of my 40 frames are going to go into that folder, and then later on I'm going to use the video editor in Blender to make an image sequence and just render that animation, like render all the frames together. So make sure file format is PNG, and that's all I have to do. I'm going to do Control S, and then I'm going to hit render animation, and then as it does that, it should start rendering each frame into that folder here. Which you'll see in 1 second when I pull it up over here. So Desktop, Blender, Animations, Elena. And so you see it's literally going so fast right now. So that's what's happening. So currently it has 4 frames and then 5 frames, and it's gonna go all the way to 40. So I'll unpause when that happens, and I'll see you then. Alright, so that was pretty quick. I have all the 40 frames here, so at this point I'm just gonna go and scroll with my middle mouse button and at the top here and just press the plus sign, video editing, and turn up my video editor. I'm gonna go all the way to keyframe 0, and I'm gonna add an image sequence, and then I'm just gonna go to the folder where I have the name animation. So I'll select the first frame, and then I'll scroll all the way down and just shift select the last frame, and it should select everything in between. I'm going to just add image strip, and so you can see that it's added here, so you can see that happening. And then over here in the output properties, in the properties panel, I want to make sure that it's 24 frames per second, frame starts at 1, ends at 40, and then I'm going to go to the output and change. I'm going to add a folder and call it video right there where the images are. I'm just going to select that folder to be where the output video, where the video is going to be placed in. The file format, I'm going to change it to FFmpeg video. The encoding container MPEG4. The output quality, change it to high quality, and everything else is fine. At this point, I'm going to just Control S, and then I'm going to go back up here, scroll up or down? Up, down, up, scroll up, and then render image. Oh, no, sorry. Not render image, render animation. And then it should be rendering all of those frames and putting it together into a video, just like in the old times. And you'll see that happening. And then I'll pull up the folder, it's done, so I go to the video, and the video should be there. So this is the final output. And that was real quick. Alright, and so what I like to do is I like to just make a GIF out of it. And so I could see it in my Blender stuff. So let me go ahead and open up. Let me just do a duplicate of day 142 because it's the exact same thing except different letters. So I'm going to do create, GIF, video, and just select the video. What? I'm confused. Wrong video. That was yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before. Yeah. Alright, so Blender, animations, Elena, video. Did this thing just, what did it do? Hello? Oh, there we go. Perfect. So I'm just going to continue to decorate and then continue to upload and then upload to Giphy. Or is it Jiffy? I don't know. People are confusing me. Giphy, Jiffy, same thing. Upload to Giphy. And then should load. And while that does that, I'm just going to move this up here to the front. and then share, and then copy the GIF link, and then that's the result. I just have to like put it in here now. So I'll go to the icon in Notion, and then I'll just go to link and then just paste that link and submit. Same thing for the cover. Upload, not upload the link, paste that, submit, change it to day 43. Today is June 30th. Pretty proud of this, so I'm gonna leave it as a 5-star. Delete, add file, upload. Did I save it? Whatever. Quick access. Nope, wrong thing. This one. Alright, and then the video. So the YouTube video I have to add, which is this video here. So let me just delete that and delete this, and then actually upload the video that I just made. So upload. I just started doing that yesterday. I was like, I might as well just upload the actual video because I am going to delete them for my computer. Where's my stuff? Blender, animations, Elena, video, this one. Okay, so that's done. And everything else is just the same. And I'm just going to say Elena text bounce animation. Alright, also, I forgot I added the T, interpolation. And I think I also added a linear. There we go. Whoops, I did not do any image texture. What is this? Grabbing vertices? Alright, and then let me just delete all of these. Let me copy this GIF link again, paste that in here. Oops. Embed image, and then also